What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Ghostbusters, the Frozen Kingdom. This is technically the 5th Ghostbusters movie. Count Ghostbusters 1, 2, the one with Melissa McCarthy and them, and then Ghostbusters Afterlife. And here we are with the 5th installment in the Ghostbusters canon. I probably already said this on previous reviews. The first Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies of all time. When I saw that in movie theaters and when we had it on home video, I couldn't get enough of it. I watched it so much. It's part of Ghostbusters and Back to the Future are really why you see me sitting here doing movie reviews now. Those movies just really ignited my passion for films and how they can make you feel and what they can show you. The original Ghostbusters was that perfect blend of just like scary and funny and just like action. It had everything, man. That was a huge fan. Ghostbusters 2 was cool, but it wasn't like that original. And then the Ghostbusters with the ladies was enjoyable, you know what I'm saying, entertaining. But then I feel like Ghostbusters Afterlife made a step in the right direction. So now we got Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom. We got Egon Spengler's daughter and his granddaughter out here. They busting ghosts. You know, Paul Rudd's character is now dating Egon's daughter now. So he's in the fold. So they still out here ghost busting. We already established that. But they run into a problem where there's this super ancient relic that's brought to Dan Aykroyd's character, Ray Stantz, who has like an antique shop, and he has people, you know, bring in artifacts to where, you know, you can monitor if there's any like ghost activity with the monitor or whatever. And so he gets brought this like ancient piece, and it was like off the charts with kind of, you know, ghost energy on it. And so of course, you know, they're gonna keep it, but that ignites something, you know, in the ghost world. You know, the ghosts moving around. Meanwhile, at the Ghostbusters headquarters, it's getting kind of dilapidated. It's getting kind of raggedy. They got too many ghosts in the containment unit, and so they need like an upgrade. They got too many ghosts in there. And where you gonna take ghosts when you got the overflow of ghosts? Where you gonna take when you got the overflow? You can't go to the city dump. You can't throw them in the recycle bin. These are ghosts. You gotta, hey man, what we gonna do? So they find out that there's this whole other organization that is working on technology, storage, doing all kind of tests on these ghosts and ghost artifacts and everything. So they like, yo, this a whole nother ghost busting unit over here. So now, not only do we have the new Ghostbusters from Ghostbusters Afterlife, we got this new crew of Ghostbusting that are just doing like this. They're studying, they're running tests, they just expand in that world. Ernie Hudson, Winston Zeddmore's character, who is a wealthy philanthropist at this point, is helping fund this organization right here. So now we got two worlds coming together in the name of Ghostbusters. And they just unlock this ancient evil dude. The unlock ensues, and then the whole city of New York is at risk of being frozen solid. You know, without giving, you know, too much away. My biggest issue with this Ghostbusters is actually Egon Spengler's granddaughter from Ghostbusters Afterlife. She was getting on my nerves in this thing. She got in trouble from the mayor because, you know, they put people's lives at risk busting a ghost. And she's underage, she's 15. So he's like, yo, you got to sit the bench until you get of age to where you could be doing this stuff. You know, her older brother's 18 now, so he's good. You just got to sit the bench for a couple years. And you know, she's passionate about Ghostbusters. This is what she does. This is in my lifeblood. But she was just moody and just sad and cranky all the time and feeling misunderstood and just like, you know, typical teenage bullshit. You know, and I was like, all right, man, hush. Because, you know, when we teenagers, we don't really focus on accountability as teenagers. When you fuck up, own the fuck up, for one. And then just, you know, deal with the consequences of the fuck up. Can you do that? And I feel like there was no accountability. She was just like, yeah, it gets me. I got an attitude all the time. They being nice to her. They trying to connect. And she befriends like another ghost while they playing chess in the streets. And so it's just like this whole dynamic. She was getting on my nerves and she was ruining stuff in this movie. She was literally ruining stuff. Her fault. Some things that happened in this movie can be directly attributed to her bullshit. And so I was just like, man, she getting on my damn nerves in here. So she was my biggest irritants in this movie, man. I did like the ensemble. It seemed like they were having a great time. It was fun. They were likable characters. The new characters were good. Of course, the original characters that came back. Bill Murray's back. Dan Aykroyd's back. Ernie Hudson's back. Annie Potts is back. The guy that's now the mayor was the guy from the original Ghostbusters. He's back. So it was nice to see. They was doing fan service tough. And the fan service was a little too fan servicey, if you will. I was like, man, that's a big... So they were definitely like little corny cringe moments for me where I was just like, all right, man. Oh, okay. Y'all really did. Come on. So I was just like, all right. It was cute. But man, she got on my nerves, man. She got on my damn nerves. I was just like, your little attitude almost cost us New York City. You realize that, right? And you got to cuss these kids out, man. You got to cuss these kids out. If your teenager almost makes New York City frozen solid because they was on their bullshit, you got to throw them on the grill. They'll be all right. They teenagers, man. People need to realize there's consequences to your actions. There's consequences, man. A nice addition to the cast was, let me look him up. He was in the Eternals as the one Eternal that was like when they had to fight at the end, he opted out. The laser dude, Kamal and Johnny, I hope I said his name right. Kamal. Yeah. He's the one that brings the relic to Ray Stantz, Dan Aykroyd's character. But it turns out he has a connection to an ancient group, Ghostbusters, if you will. So he was an important piece, and he was funny. Like, he was a nice addition to the cast. So overall, and Patton Oswalt is in this too, and he's always a good time. Like, I really like Patton Oswalt. So it was like they were having fun. The characters were likable, but it was just those little beats right there of just like overdoing it with the fan service, and also Phoebe Spangler. She was getting on my damn nerves the whole movie. It's her fault. They could have called this Ghostbusters. It's her fault instead of the Frozen Kingdom. And I will say this about the main villain ghost. I liked him. Like, the main villain ghost was chilly, and no pun intended because ice was his thing, but he was chilly for real. So I did like that. So overall, man, I was just annoyed with Phoebe, man. And Phoebe was the anchor, so forget all that. You want to know a smooth jazz review of Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom? Well, here it is. Oh yeah. I'm giving Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom 3 saxophones out of 5. It's cool. It was entertaining. Matinee it up, man. You know, I was entertained, but I was just... Phoebe, man. If they make another Ghostbusters, man, I don't want none of this attitude. I don't want none of this attitude of you're grounded. How about that, man? Just be grounded. Sit your ass on the bench. Ghostbusters, sit your ass on the bench. Phoebe. That's the sequel I want to see. Sick of this, man. All right, peeps, that's my review of Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments section below. And also, how would you rank the Ghostbuster franchise? I want to see your ranking of the Ghostbusters franchise. And also, did you like the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters? And who is your favorite Ghostbuster of all time? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.